व्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमेन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मेस्तु तदात्मनि निरते य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Om. May all my limbs attain strength. May the body, the mind, the sensory and motor organs, and the life force become strong, efficient. All is verily the one without second, ever perfect, ever blissful existence itself, the Brahman. Let me never deny Brahman. May the Brahman never reject me either. May all the virtues necessary to experience Brahman be with me. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let us feel the all-pervading, one without second, existence itself by thinking that each one of us and everything around are just pieces of ice cubes kept in the warm weather like this room. Each ice cube feels I am an individual. I am having this much height, this much weight, and such is my shape. I have these qualities, these angularities. I see some ice cubes as my parents, some as my children, some friends, some enemies. some unrelated. I am trying to protect myself, my shape, my characteristics. But I see I am losing shape. All the other ice cubes also. Our individualities are vanishing. Were they ever real? Were these differences existing? I see all of us have melted into one single mass. It is impossible to describe this state. There is no I, no world, just blissful, conscious oneness. All the desires that I had as ice cube, they have gone away. There is no hatred or anger. It is all blissful oneness. It is all love supreme. Oh, peace, peace, peace. So, dear friends, let us begin this today's class. We are meeting after a long time, and this is 162nd class on this great, uncomparable text, Srimad Bhagavatam, full of love for God, full of tremendous wisdom, and all that is brought to us through beautiful stories. So let us begin at the beginning by reciting the opening chants. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. That from whom creation, sustenance and dissolution of the universe take place, who is both the instrumental and material cause of it, who is omniscient, is the only one having self-mastery, being the one independent entity, who illumined the mind of Brahma with the Vedic revelation, whose wisdom is the wonder of even the greatest sages, in whom the world of the three gunas subsists, just as the combination of materials like fire, water and earth subsist in their causes without changing their elemental nature, in whose consciousness there is nothing false. On that truth supreme we meditate. So this tells the main topic that we study here, the truth supreme. That is what we meditate upon. What is truth supreme? Truth supreme is that which never changes. Truth that is relative, it is contextual truth. Means it is true in one context, not in another context. These are relative truths. That is, for example, a child, like this little girl sitting here, suppose ask, do you like this toy? She will reply, yes, yes, I like this toy. But if when she grows, after 10 years, will she say yes to it? Very unlikely, because it is a relative truth, is related to certain time, space, and within that frame it works. But there is the supreme truth which is not bound by these parameters of time and space. And that supreme truth is the goal of all human beings, because that is where you get the bliss that you are seeking in life, the peace that you are seeking in life, the truth that you are seeking, all that you can find in that supreme realization of truth only, nowhere else. Otherwise, the life is getting kicked around by circumstances, sometimes pleasant, many other times not at all pleasant. It is, we are living otherwise in perpetual fear. What will happen tomorrow? And it is, will the wealth that I am having, will it stay? And will this happen or that happen? So that is why we are perpetually in fear here. And that is going to be the case. That is how the insurance companies, they exist because of that. That we then buy insurance. I mentioned it many times that this is the only commodity that we buy, hoping that we will never be able to, never require to use it. It is all other things we buy to use it. But insurance is such a thing, for example, health insurance. If I get admitted in hospital and it is going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars, then this insurance will help me out. But do I therefore want to fall sick and get admitted to the hospital? No, it is better that I don't have to use that insurance. Therefore, it is called buying peace of mind, that you have the peace of mind. Of course, that is not always going to help. It is the story of 1929 big crash. There are many heart-rending and also somewhat amusing stories of that time. One story you hear at the Thousand Island Park. When you take a boat tour there, they show, you see there on that island some burnt houses. And they used to be the houses of very, very rich people. They used to live in New York and had their summer houses here. Then how they got burned? Oh, when that 1929, the crash happened that day, these people lost almost everything, and they thought that let us go to that our islands, put fire to our houses so that we will get some insurance money. But no insurance money was going to come because the insurance companies themselves had become bankrupt. So the insurance means that they guarantee that they will pay as long as they last. They also are here today, gone tomorrow. So nothing. Uh, some time back, I had purchased some machine and was told lifelong warranty. And then after some time, it stopped functioning. So I thought I have got lifelong warranty. But then somebody told that that company is gone. So it is life of that company, that is it is to be understood like that. So nothing here is permanent. This supreme truth, that is what we meditate on. And we had been studying the very absorbing story of great Prahlada. That to give you a brief that update, because we are sitting assembled here after some long time. Prahlada was the son of Hiranyakashipu, a terrible, terrible demon. And this demon has acquired immense power, invincibility, through the practice of austerities, through which he had pleased the Lord, and then Lord gave that. It is the story that the Brahma gave him boon. And what boon? He asked that I should not be defeated by anybody in the war. Nobody would be able to face me in war, and I should become immortal. The last thing that while giving the boon, Brahma said, that is not within my power, giving you immortality. Every being has to die today or tomorrow. Hmm. So that is not in my power. So he asked, thinking that he is quite wise, he asked the boon, okay, then give me this boon. I will not be killed either at night or on day. Uh, then I should not be killed by a human being or an animal or by a celestial being. Okay, I should not be killed on earth or in the skies or in waters and many such things, so that they were all granted. Okay. So naturally he thought that now nobody has power over him. Death can never uh, come to him. And with that kind of attitude and the tremendous power, he has captured all the three worlds. Everyone was under his thumb, and his tyranny was creating big problem for all. So, as it happens during such times, all of them appealed to the Supreme Divine Being. Do something, don't you see our uh, terrible cries that we are having here? We are suffering so much. Please do something. And Lord said, okay, okay, the things are already, I have started the process. The process was this terrible demon had a son. The son was a unparalleled devotee of God, always thinking of God, nothing else. And see the contrast. Now here is the demon, very powerful. And he had said that there is no God or such thing. I alone am God. Hmm. So nobody should even utter the name of any God. It will be a punishable crime. Now his very son now is always uttering the name of God. What to do? So he sent him to school and was told the teachers were instructed that give him proper training so that he understands that there is no God or any such thing. I alone am the God. But this was not working. One day, this Hiranyakashipu asked the child very lovingly, taking him on his lap, oh, tell me certain nice things that the teacher has taught you, the most important something. And he said, the teacher, what I don't know, but the most important thing in life is to take the name of God, to remember God, who is all pervading and the source of all happiness. So that is the most important thing in life. The demon naturally became very upset. This demon, as it is mentioned here, this he ascended to the sphere of Indra and other devas, kicking them out from there. He could do anything. There was no power over him, this Hiranyakashipu. And then, but there was this son, and his son, when he went to school, not only I am fast forwarding here, that not only that he was not learning those things that the demon teachers were teaching, he also started spoiling, in a way you can use the word spoiling the other kids. Hmm. Under his influence, he started the other kids. The wise should start the practice of devotion at an early age, because it is possible only in the human birth, which is very rare, and who knows how long it will last. So, therefore, the most important thing is to be done first. The other things, okay, whether they get done or not done, uh, for travel purposes, one friend had told what is to be done first, and I follow that. Very good advice. That take the essential things, secure them first in your bag. And then if you forget some one clothing here, there, doesn't matter. Take your passport, your ID, your other such things which are essential, and they are to be taken first. Be sure of taking those. And if you forget one clothing or something, that is secondary. And so that is the most important thing, is to realize this God. That is what the human birth is for. Human birth is not for the animal pleasantries, animal sensual enjoyments. They only give a prick of conscience to human beings. They see that this is wastage of my capabilities. This is what am I doing, what animals also can do. It is, I should not waste my life in these things. There is that beautiful verse that I quote many times, that आहारनिद्रा भयमैथुनं च समानमेतत् पशुभिर्नराणाम्. That eating, then sleeping, progeny, and fear, they are for all creatures. By that, therefore, you cannot separate human beings from other animals. Now, what is this separating characteristics? धर्मो हि तेषाम अधिको विशेषो. Uh, the religion means not the institutionalized religions as such, but the principle of religion is to lead a goal oriented life, a life to be led to achieve the goal. So that is the meaning of religion. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho. In other animals, you don't find this kind of tendency. They lead an instinctive life. Whatever their instincts, there is no thought process involved in that. Like a cat sees a mouse and doesn't think, oh, should I now pounce upon that mouse or not? Or shall I keep it for tomorrow? Or no such thing. It is just uh, input and response, automatic response. That is the life, instinctive life. But human beings think, what should I do? And that is why this is possible for human beings only. But how long will this birth last? Every moment the life is going away. Therefore, on an ice cream shop, I read this nice sign that life is evanescent. Eat your desserts first. So it is Uh, but the truth is this, that the life is evanescent. So do the most important things. So this is the most important things. You cannot do it at other times, and should start at the young age, because in young age you have energy, you have better understanding, your memory is working much better, your limbs are working good, and so you can do something. With the old age, please, let us never commit this folly that, okay, at some ripe old age, I will start practicing spirituality. It is the most stupid idea that we can harbor. Uh, do it now. Whatever your age is, don't put it off for tomorrow. So it is uh, human, like all creatures having a body, get sorrow and happiness naturally due to their karma. This teaching I love so much, that why? Because we run to get pleasures and try to avoid the pain. But this is already granted to us because we are having a body. This comes with the body. So don't have to really run to get pleasure, because the more pleasure you get, the more pain also you will get. This is the nature of these things. So, due to their karma, they get it. It is, and so no special effort needs to be put in for that. And that which is automatically going to happen, you don't need to put any effort in that. It is, yeah, like some people say, oh, I feel like committing suicide. Why put in effort for that? You are automatically, everybody is going to die. You are also going to die. Why put in special effort to commit suicide? There is no need to put in effort in that. You will die at your time. So that is already taken care of. You having a body means and the body has to die. So why worry about it? It will die. So, so no need to put in any special effort. See the wisdom in it, that what is going to, you are going to get automatically. Now, why put in effort to get it? Put efforts in something that you are not going to get automatically. The wisdom lies in there. So it is, and if we don't do it, what happens? We get attached, caught in this world. uh, all I and mine. At the old age, therefore, Prahlada says, at the old age, a person gets so shackled with all the friends, relations, circumstances, the sense of I God did this, I achieved this, and so forth. All these become terrible chains. One cannot think of God. Where is the one among those attached to their homes, families, enslaved by senses, and bound by the strong cords of affection to so called dear ones, making any efforts to get liberated? They are not even able to make any effort. Slavery has reached to that level that even making an effort to become free is an impossibility. So this is what happens when during the old age already, because of the uh, body becoming old and sick, the strength is going away, mind also becomes dull and loses all sense of enthusiasm. And uh, so uh, well, this is I cannot do it anymore. Let us see. When the God gives inspiration, I will do. And but the fact is, all these bondages, uh, and as you get old, you take pride in all this. Uh, See, this is the photograph of my grandchild, and this is my another grandchild. That is going to school this and got a prize in this. As you get old, you get all tied by these things. Who has time to think of God or mind to think of God? Therefore, now is the time. Uh, it is so difficult. Prahlada emphasizes this point on difference. And then uh, he says, when the God is pleased with you, you have got everything. What do you lack then? There is nothing that you lack. It is so. He taught all these things to the fellow children. But who cares? He says the earthly pleasures, who cares? And as these teachings got imparted to students, how the teachings uh, entered the fellow children, because Prahlada was talking with absolute sincerity and purity. His mind was pure. The words, the coming from Swami Vivekananda mentions this, that somebody may be a very big scholar and a famous orator, but that person's words do not cause the change of life in another person. But if that person is pure, the words may be just very simple words, not a very highly learned person from the worldly point of view. And yet, due to purity, the words of such person touch the hearts. So Prahlada being pure, uh, his words touched the hearts of the children, and they started thinking and say, yes, yes, what Prahlada says is right. So we are today in the uh, seventh volume. We are starting the reading of the eighth chapter. That these Asura boys, being pure minded, accepted the instructions given by Prahlada and not those by their teachers. The teachers were telling that there is nothing like God. The goal of life is to amass more enjoyments and such things. So it is. The teachers now saw how the minds of the boys were becoming more and more prone to contemplation in solitude. They were very much frightened to note these developments. Instead of Prahlada being changed to the ways of the demons, the presence of Prahlada changed the minds of the other demon students there. And naturally, the teachers were now scared, because if the king knows this, Hiranyakashipu knows this, means their jobs were on wire. the jobs are hard to come by, so it is like that. So there is a joke in our childhood, I read it in a book, that due to scarcity of job, uh, one man in some temper abused the boss left and right, made some very bad remarks on the boss, and they his friend said, "Oh, the boss is coming with a gun in his hand. Run, run." Not only that he may kill you, but he may also remove you from the job. So it is being killed is simple, but being removed from the job, you see. So it is saw that their jobs are on wire. If the king sees that this is the effect of the teachings, putting them to school. So they therefore reported this to the king, that in spite of this, your son is spoiling them. We can't stop it. It is terrible. Gone case. So do whatever. Earlier, this Hiranyakashipu tried to kill Prahlada in various ways, and then this teacher said, "Well, a little boy, give him one more chance." So they took him away again to school. But now they said, "No, do whatever you want. We cannot help the situation. This boy is spoiling all others." Now, naturally, Hiranyakashipu, you can imagine, got so incensed, immediately summoned Prahlada uh, to his presence. Because not only Prahlada was not giving up his devotion, he was also influencing the other children about it. And so this was something that needed to be remedied quickly. So he decided to uproot this poisonous tree right away. But he knew that Prahlada alone cannot do it. There is a source of strength. There is somebody who is providing strength to Prahlada to stand up against a person with even taking his name, everybody in the three worlds start trembling with fear. Such is my uh, power, my prowess, and this boy, therefore, on his own, will not be able to do this. There is, there is somebody who is providing power, instigation to this little boy. Let me find the source. That source needs to be eliminated. So, when Prahlada was summoned, uh, he, Hiranyakashipu's body trembled in violent rage on hearing of his son's unbearable misconduct, and he decided to kill the boy himself. That is what the body starts trembling with anger. See, you can imagine, he is thinking he is so powerful, but cannot stop the trembling of his own body. The anger has taken control of him, and because of the anger, the body is trembling. And can he stop the trembling of his own body? That also one is not capable of. So, but with that boiling rage, he asked Prahlada, raining abusive words on Prahlada, who least deserved such harsh treatment. Hiranyakashipu, cruel by nature, looked at him with an angry, sidelong glance. that it is, and hissing like a trampled serpent, addressed the boy who stood before him, saluting in all humility and composure. See the contrast. Ah, this little boy should be trembling with fear, isn't it? Hmm. That this such powerful, angry dad of mine, what will he do if it is in my childhood, if I do some mischief, some folly, and if my dad uh, would know about it, then hey, what did you do? He even didn't have to ask. Only raising his eyebrows were enough for me to start trembling, you see. So it is, here it is reverse. The angry, powerful, so-called powerful Hiranyakashipu was trembling with anger. And his boy Prahlada was sitting in composure with folded hands. Very humbly he was replying, humbly but firmly. No agitation, no anger. This is a great lesson. That because you get agitated doesn't mean that your words will have more power and effect. Your getting agitated and angry only shows your weakness. It is this Prahlada was calm and was not using any abusive word, has not picked up any quarrel on his own with his father. He was, as per decorum, he was giving all this respect to his father, standing with folded hands. That is what this text says. Very beautiful. See the contrast. This enraged who was not able to control his anger and he didn't know what to do. So he finally, he said, I shall immediately dispatch you to the city of Yama. Means I will kill you, basically, dispatch you to death. So it is the killing. There is that story about after these 9/11 attacks, and then American troops had attacked at Afghanistan for capturing that Osama bin Laden. So somebody asked the general, uh, well, but our scriptures speak of forgiveness. Are you going to forgive Osama bin Laden? He said that is for God to take care of. God will decide whether to forgive him or not. Our job is to bring about the meeting between the two as fast as possible. So it is that I will send to this the king of death. Then, yeah. So you who are an audacious fool, a traitor to the family, a debased villain, and a defier of my authority. All these, he was saying. Most of things cannot be said. Only his trembling body was showing that anger. And then he asks, what is the source of strength depending on which you fearlessly flout the commands of one like me? The one who has tremendous power over everyone, and you are flouting, you are saying some such things to me, flouting. Even if there is some little power in somebody, people tremble with fear. It is, forget that a person who has this sway over all the three worlds, so his tremendous power, and you who have this courage, this audacity to flout what I am telling, uh, where do you get this strength to defy my orders? Hmm, think about it. Where are these, the possibility that all this, my orders, you defy them? But where do you get the strength for that? And now Prahlada is seeing the source of all strength. Hiranyakashipu is not able to see that. So therefore he is asking, where is that source? Prahlada is able to see the God, the divine presence, and therefore was able to see that where from all this power is coming. And there he includes this him also. All power, including yours, comes from God. There is no my power or your power. There is no such thing that I have this much power, somebody has that much power. All of that has the same one source, God. From that everything comes. When that source gets disconnected, then all the so-called power also is gone. Sri Ramakrishna used to say that, people say that I have that vegetables put in the water, potatoes and onions, and when the water is boiling, then those things start dancing. The pieces of cucumber, pieces, the potatoes, and all these things. You see that they are dancing there, and they say that we are making such wonderful dance here. But they have no power. As soon as the fire is turned down, all the dance stops. So, exactly like that, it is, you don't have any power. Remember, it doesn't lose anything in repetition to think of that beautiful story in at the end of the Kena Upanishad, that there were great, these very powerful demigods, the god of fire, Agni, the god of winds, Vayu, Indra, the supreme amongst them, all these powerful beings, they had once achieved victory over the demons, and then they were praising each other, because it is not good to praise oneself, isn't it? So, therefore, you praise somebody else so that that somebody else will praise you. It is the mutual praising clubs, So it is that you praise that fellow, praise you fellow. So you scratch my back, I will scratch your back, like that. So they were saying that, hey Agni, oh, you did such valorous this thing in this fight. You were at the forefront. And then Agni also says, no, no, because of you I did, and so forth. And then Brahman wanted to teach them a lesson that it is none of their powers. So he appeared before them as a very lustrous figure, and uh, they started thinking, hey, who is this fellow here? Okay, we must inquire who is this intruder. So first they told, okay, Agni, you are the front runner amongst us, so you go and do it. Now, in the presence of this very bright uh, being, Agni could not even utter anything. So this uh, bright being asked him, hey, who are you? He said, I am fire. I can burn anything. Oh, is it so? Then that being put a small piece of dry straw. Just show me if you can burn this. And this fire god attacked that blade of straw repeatedly and could not burn. The one who, when connected with the divine, the source of power, can cause the whole world to burn. Now, separated from that, could not burn even a piece of straw. Same thing with the wind god and so forth. The point is, we say this much, this I can do. If God allows you to do, you will do. Whatever power that God puts in you, that much power alone you are able to execute. Mm. So nothing is my power. And this is a very delusional idea that I have this power and I can do this. It is only if you are connected to the source you can do it. If there is all these light fixtures, this sound equipment and all that is functioning because there is that electricity that is providing power. If you put off that main switch, all this will be gone. None of these will emit any light. Hmm. So, therefore, we have to remember this very important fact in life that none of us has any special capability of power except that which is given to us through the contact with God. Now, break that contact, you cannot do anything. So, therefore, it is always many times these teachers they invoke this verse that oh I that mm, who inspires my speech. I salute that being, that the speech which when quiet doesn't speak anything, but when connected with that source, it brings out the wisdom that it has or the capability that it has. So think of that being all power, and it is a taunting to Hiranyakashipu, including yours, comes from the same one source which is called God. Ah, you are asking me the source of my power. The same as the source of your power. So, and this now enraged him further. What nonsense are you talking? Uh, for all those who are considered strong, all strength is from that one being. It is He is the strength of the senses, of the mind, and of the body. It is verily the divine, the Lord Supreme, and the Master of the gunas that creates, preserves, and destroys all beings. Please abandon your asuric, that is monstrous or demonic character. Have even sightedness. Abandon the distinctions between friend and foe. There is no enemy beyond one's own mind if it is uncontrolled and caught in the path of vice. This little child is telling that an uncontrolled mind is the enemy. This is from the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. That the controlled mind, there is no better friend than that. And the uncontrolled mind, there is no enemy worse than that. So he gives all this advice, and then Hiranyakashipu he was not in a mood to take all this wisdom. So he further got enraged. "O fool, you who indulge in such senseless and arrogant talk." So all this he started scolding. We shall uh, think of that, we shall take up that in our next class. Today the clock is telling me that the time is over for today. So we shall do the closing chant. And then if you have any questions, please feel free to voice them, or if you are on the web, type them. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. O devotees, quaff to intoxication this nectar of the fruit of the tree of Vedas, flowing from the mouth of the great sage Shuka and mixed with the ambrosia from his words. Any question? There is no question here. Any question upstairs?
Question from Krishan Roy. Pranam.
Okay. Pranam.
Can we consider Hiranyakashipu as our own arrogance and anger embodied?
Very correct. It is. These are the outside depictions of the demons. They are really not outside. Our ego and all those vices born from that, like arrogance, lust, possessiveness, they are all Hiranyakashipu within us. So that gets outside manifested as a demon, but it is really addressed to our own ego. Yeah, correct. Any other questions? So let us have the closing song. And as you know, tomorrow there is day-long retreat here. Swami Atmajnananda ji will be speaking on these poems of Swami Vivekananda. Atmajnananda ji is already here, and so he is the main teacher. So please, if you have not already joined, you can sign up for the retreat even now. So let us have this chant. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol, Keshava Madhava Hari Hari Bol, Hari Hari बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल, कृष्ण कृष्ण बोल। मुकुंद माधव गोविंद बोल, केशव माधव